Welcome back to another episode of Ba-ba-doo. Aunt Andrew, where family's
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
everything.
Until it's not. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Aunt. I love Southern Charm.
I do love Southern Charm, but you would think after all of this that Craig's house wouldn't be a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got like parts of it are good.
Yeah.
Like he's done the kitchen, he can use it again, but the front door is falling apart and is all it's all scratched and dented and needs a paint job, simple. And then you go in his backyard and like the grill was a mess, so we had to clean it. Then you look at his pool and the backyard's finally done. He's got a pool and it needs to be vacuumed. It's a
I
mess.
know. I know. And the one thing I have
It's
to
so
say about,
Craig. It's like everything is beautiful on the surface, but underneath. It's like he's got the pool, but the pool's a mess. He finished the house, but the front door needs to be painted still. It's kind of like Craig in a lot of ways. It's a metaphor.
yeah, and I also have, it makes me wonder, like, how are the pillows comfortable or do they just look nice?
Oh well, I've got to get one.
Mm,
I'll have to
okay.
get one. I want to say that, well, especially compared to the elegance that is Miss Pat.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that Paige hasn't shown herself yet. And I know that that's
Oh yeah, that's
probably
right. She
I have a
hasn't.
feeling it's going to
Yeah.
be one of those again, and I just hope that Craig, if well, you've already finished filming, but I hope people gave you advice that the way that you should diffuse that when it's brought up is don't give my girl shade and me and my girl shade just because she's a boss bitch and she's out there working on a 56 city tour that's sold out and has a
Yeah.
huge career outside of her little measly Bravo show. That's what I would say on camera. I would say that
Yeah.
in front of the others and be like,
No,
don't give
that
my
would be a good
boss
idea.
babe an issue because Madison would be the first to be like, she's a boss. And I
Mm,
like how Madison was very straightforward, even around her husband when she was on Watch What Happens Live about like, it's the money and how Madison says I'm not gonna be a little prissy biatch and be like you have to spend more time with me when my husband's 3 years away from getting a pension. That's
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, totally. But I do want to say that Miss Pat is just she's everything and she's 80, they said this week. I just lost
She
my
is
voice.
everything.
She's everything. Oh, and you know, when they were setting up her table, I
Oh
wanted to bring
yes.
this and show you. So I was in a very fine jewelry store this week, and when I was leaving, they gave me a box of La Maison de Chocolat. And this was the French chocolate that Miss Pat was talking about. So I looked it up and it's $55 for 16 little tiny
They
pieces.
have a storefront in New York City at 30 Rock.
Oh, well, I want
It's
to
in
tell
that
you,
bottom level. It's in that
I've
bottom level.
I've
I don't know
had
why I know that, but I do.
all right, so if there's 16 pieces and it's $55, what does that mean? They're about $4 a
A little
piece.
bit less, like
Okay.
375, 380.
Okay, well, I had $12 worth.
I love that. You're
Some of them are
$12.
really nice. They've
Let's see
got like
exactly what it was.
little
55, you said?
yeah, divided by 16.
343.
Okay, so times what did I say? I had five.
You had 12, you said, right? Oh no,
No, there's 16 in here.
seven. You've eaten
I've
17,
had four.
18.
Yeah, okay. I just want you to know. I'm going to tell you, they're literally like they're a drop of chocolate. They are not. I bet you this $55 is not this 16. They're not a pound. Trust
Wow.
me.
I love
Oh, it's
that.
expensive chocolate, but that just shows you I would never buy this box of chocolates for $55, even though I think they're lovely. I would never spend that money, but that's what the difference is between me and Miss Pat.
Poor Vanita that she has to watch this show this season and see that JT. What a bad choice you made, Vanita.
I know, but you know what? Um,
Bad choice in men, Vanita.
I want to say that, yeah. Are they
Yeah,
together still?
they were. They're not now, but I don't think, but they were. And like
But
watching it back, she must
JT
be
makes
cringing.
the show, even though he's
The
cringeworthy.
limp.
He adds.
His mother though, she came back with a new stylist. She like looks like she got some critiques on how she should be on camera because she came back with a vengeance.
She did, and I love what he's doing. I mean, what did it say he has? How many eight Airbnbs?
Yeah, like he's a smart business guy, you can
Oh
tell.
yeah, 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 yeah. Please, totally. I mean, without a doubt. How many was it? I wrote it here somewhere. Eight B&Bs he's got, and they look like they're fine properties. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. No, no, listen.
but okay. JT, Craig does lie. I mean, they did a synopsis of
Yeah,
Craig's
yeah, yeah.
lies. He did. I got, oh, look I'm going to be taking the bar exam, but oh, I couldn't take the bar exam. I didn't finish school.
Totally.
I mean, all this stuff. We've seen it through the years. Craig does tell a tall tale. Okay.
Totally.
But there is a part of JT is just bringing a lot. Without JT's little uh push
Jabs.
against the tide, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more of the same Austin, Shep, Craig triangle can we see? I mean, I'd had enough of that.
Taylor and her boyfriend are good at pickleball.
Yeah, I know, but I'm over everybody playing pickleball. Is there a show they haven't played pickleball yet?
All I
Every
can say is
single
it
person
makes
plays
sense.
pickleball.
Yeah, but
I
it
play
makes sense why
pickleball. That's why I know
Taylor
this.
looks healthy, and it
Yeah,
makes
she
sense
does.
because you can see that she's actually with someone that supports her now. It's so obvious. It's night and
Yeah,
day.
it's so obvious.
He puts her on a pedestal. He likes her. He has respect for
So,
her, and Shep didn't.
um, um, JT does cause drama, um, but um, he at least he's conscious enough. I know
But
I'm
let me ask you something.
stuttering.
If I called you, say that tonight you and I decided to go to the casino, okay?
No,
And
we
and
would
say
never do
no, no, no.
that.
Yeah, never. We never do those things. But then say at like tomorrow morning, I called you at 10:30 in the morning and I said, Aunt, were we not at the casino last night at 9 o'clock? And were you just not cold wearing my jacket? Oh, and then you'd say, yeah. And then I said, thank you, and I hung up. I have to say, as much as I don't believe, I think that Madison's husband's the nut job. I believe that if they're saying that Madison called and said, were we doing this and this? Thank you very much, and hung up. Yes, Madison, that very much comes off as your husband's questioning what you were doing. Now,
Yeah,
do I think
without a
that he's
doubt.
an idiot for thinking that you and JT would ever get together? Yes.
Yes.
But do I think JT's far off for thinking that maybe he had that suspicion? No.
No, I don't. I agree with JT totally on that. But since we're talking about Madison, oh, the poor husband has thyroid cancer.
I
You know who
know.
I could think of? Bobby Zarin had
Oh,
thyroid
yeah.
cancer, and that didn't turn out good for Bobby. And they did
No.
everything for Bobby.
Jill did.
And
She formed an
I know
incredible
she
team.
did. And I thought about he's with those fires all the time. I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about that.
Yeah.
I wish him
He also
nothing
doesn't
but
seem like he's 100% on top of his health.
well,
He
he's
seemed very
young. You feel
nonchalant.
when you're young like that, you kind of have this feeling like, ah, yeah, whatever it is, I'm gonna beat it. That's how I take it. I mean, young people seem to think they're gonna beat cancer and it won't be a problem, but it kills young people too.
Yeah, of course. But
Yeah,
like I
you
think that
know?
like he's been through it. Like he already knows he has it. I think most young people are like, "Oh, I got a lump. Oh, that's nothing."
Right.
Versus yeah, but he already has a diagnosis. That's what I'm saying. That's just stupid. I don't know
Yeah,
many
but
young
he's had
people that
treatment and stuff, but he still has like
That's what I'm
whatever in his
saying. Like most
throat.
young
I
people, once they've
know.
had treatment, like once you have treatment, once you have a diagnosis, I think a lot of people are like, oh shit. I think it's before that that people have arrogance of, I'm young, it's not a big deal. That's why I'm saying I don't think he's on top of his health because like you've been told you got cancer, bro.
Yeah, but I think he's had treatment for it and he's
That's what I'm
still
saying.
she
But
said
yeah,
he had it removed and yet he's still having problems with his
swallowing.
throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that could happen. I mean, people have trouble with their throat swallowing. Look at Sutton Stack.
I
She
mean, that's what
can't
he said.
swallow
I
at
mean,
all.
sorry.
Oh, please don't go there. Um, well, no, the funny part with JT is that he brought it together that they both had polka dots.
I know.
I mean, like he's
That
like
was a stretch, JT. That was a
yeah, but
huge
it
stretch.
was a huge stretch, but it said it on the invitations. But that just to me is like how he's lying awake at night, putting
Or trying to
he's
find ways
making
to go
stuff
after
up.
Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's making stuff up
But do you think it's smart that
without
he's
a
going
doubt.
after Madison?
No,
The dumbest thing I've
no,
ever seen. She's going to kill him.
totally. I don't think Levitt's really in this show, is she?
Oh, maybe she's not here anymore, Levo. Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't seen her once, have we? Oh
She
no,
took
she
on a
was there
bigger
last week. That's
she took
right.
on a bigger role with the other show too. We didn't see Vanita
Um
really this week either.
No, correct. Now, I sort of happen to love the fact that Craig and I are both conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
And
do
I
you have
know
one of
what
those? Tinfoil things, should we bring those to Christmas and we can all put them on and we can
Yeah,
talk?
maybe because I could wear a tinfoil hat because I know what the pandas mean.
Maybe
It's not
late night,
good.
I'll bring some tinfoil
Pandas
hats.
aren't good. I'm just going to say that. Pandas are bad. You don't want to be involved with the pandas.
Do you think that pandas are actually people in costumes? They're not real?
No, these are different things, these pandas.
Because Craig thinks that pandas are actually human beings walking around with costumes.
Oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. I thought the other thing that people do
No, no, no.
pandas
He believes
for.
that you can take the hat off them.
Oh, yeah, right. He believes they're a costumed character and
Yeah,
they
that they're
don't
not real
exist. They
animals.
weren't really born
Yeah.
in a zoo in
Well, they're not born
China.
in zoos, are they?
Well, no, well, there was well, I don't believe
I think
there's a
they
lot
came
of
from a jungle. Like,
no, 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 like there's very few pandas and all of them are in captivity, I believe.
yeah,
I do
because,
not believe
yeah.
there's any pandas roaming the earth free.
Why don't they just put a few, like, 100 pandas, just like let them all bang and reproduce and like let
Well,
them.
that's what they're doing, but they have there's a lot of infertility in the
Oh,
species,
well, they
and
should
they
get like, they should get one of those like blue pills or whatever they advertise on
oh
TV.
my God, I hope I'm not. See, I have conspiracy theories, but
Well,
I
then don't
shouldn't
talk to the
probably talk about it.
Rebecca
I want
Minkoff
to
better not tell the pandas
I
that
want
that
to
they aren't as
say
stressed out as her with her four
that
kids.
Miss
They make a
Pat
trick.
throws a fabulous party.
She
I
does,
mean,
but
beyond.
Whitney needs help.
Whitney is seriously aging and he's cruel.
And
He's
what that
just
comment that
cruel.
he said to that girl, and you could tell the guys,
Molly,
everyone there was
when
like,
what he said to Molly is far worse than giving Miss Pat a cane when everybody had been given a cane.
thank you."
Without a doubt. I mean, so since he's all like that, and I
You know
loved,
what's weird? He has like producer ability too, and you don't like what I find odd is that
well,
he
he is the
wasn't.
producer of the show.
What I
Yeah.
found odd was that he wasn't horrified and didn't just like make sure that that was cut. The fact that he thinks that was okay to make
Oh,
it to air shows me way more about him than anything. Where I'm like, wow, you either have no care at all for your own reputation, or you really don't think that's that big of a deal. But
I
then you
will,
also put in the scene of her talking about in her confessional how she used to be like very thin and that she's gained weight.
right.
Like I maybe that's like I don't know if there's this big moment that we haven't seen yet where maybe like he apologizes. So maybe it's like coming, but I don't know. It was very
I
odd.
don't know, but I never knew you could take off the top of a cupcake and make it a sandwich. And I will say it probably wasn't the place to show that. And she did look like she was eating a Big Mac. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, like at the end of
She
the day,
did.
who
She
cares?
did. No,
It's a
nobody cares, but
freaking cupcake. Kathy
it
Hilton has
is
shown us that you can be as elegant and at the highest level and still walk around at your Christmas party with flip-flops that say hunky dory on them. Okay.
who's
They
hunky
don't say
dory.
hunky dory by Chanel. They just say hunky dory. They're from Oriental Trading.
I understand that,
So I'm just
but
thinking that Miss Pat needs to like understand that I don't know, it's a little too like you don't have a prim and proper guest list. So I think you need to make your events a little bit more interesting. That's all I can say. I think they're a little boring.
ooh, you do? You find Miss Pat's parties boring?
I find Miss Pat boring.
Oh, I
I'm over
find
the
her.
gimmick.
Oh, I just love Miss Pat. I want to be Miss Pat in so many ways.
Well, I don't like how she
Minus the
reacted. You
Whitney.
know what it is? I don't like how she reacted to the cane, but then I don't like that she didn't say, you know what, Miss Pat would have gained a lot of cred with me is if in that moment she had sent Whitney to his room. How great, how amazing would that have been? You don't
Yeah,
talk to
well,
a woman that way. Go to your room.
well, you
Go
don't
take a
talk to
timeout.
you don't talk to a woman like that, but there is always that
Where's his southern manners? Where's his southern
none, obviously,
where
Miss Pat.
that's I
Come
didn't like that.
on.
I
Yeah,
hope
I
Miss
didn't
Pat
like it
addresses
either.
it. I hope she addresses
I
it
didn't
with him.
either, but here's the thing. When I'm always been in that situation, I've been myself conflicted with, do you call out the person and make more of an issue out of what they just said
On
to the
TV,
person?
yes.
Oh, okay. All right. But I'm talking about in real life, If somebody calls somebody fat, do you call them out? Well, what did you say that for?
Or if she had been like, go sit in the corner for 5 minutes, that was wrong. You need to go sit in the corner and go to timeout. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it just
need
would
a
have been funny. It would have shown that she thinks more of her son. Like, but it made me
No,
question, like,
it would have showed us that Miss Pat was legit in her
yes,
decorum.
that's what I'm saying.
And the fact that she didn't call him out, but I do think she said Whitney.
She did, but
She
like
said
that wasn't
Whitney.
enough.
Yeah, well, it's never enough with Whitney. I'm gonna have a
And it made
chocolate.
me feel like the other people were like they're afraid of him a little bit because like Craig would have gotten mad at any of the other men in that cast if they had said something like that to a woman. Like, and I just think they all are like, oh, Whitney's the producer.
Oh yeah, they all kissed Whitney's butt.
They because even
They're
on Watch What
all
Happens Live,
afraid.
Andy asked Craig, like, you know, how are you different than the first or what happened the first season? Do you know what Craig said? I thought Whitney was making the whole thing up when we were filming season one, like that it wasn't real, that this wasn't a show. Like he's saying, like, I thought it was a whole joke.
And we thought it was just
Like that someone was like, we're gonna have a like, you know, a whatever.
this was a pilot. It wasn't ever really gonna make the air.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
So
Yeah, but you know what? Whitney might have done that. I want to tell you. Les Maisons de Chocolat is fantastic. That one was like a raspberry chocolate. So good. Whitney might have done it that way in order to get people more natural. Or it
maybe,
was just because he wanted to bang Catherine Dennis.
maybe.
I don't
Who's your
know.
mess?
I kind of, JT, oh, Craig's a mess. JT's a mess. Whitney's a mess.
Whitney's the mess for me this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's not aging well. Like I said,
No.
it's like I'm sick of his kind of
Kind of looks like a
shtick.
cousin of Harry Hamlin.
Yes. Yes. Very much
Those
so. I agree with.
glasses, like the
Yeah.
spiky
The whole
hair.
bit. He's so
Not a
thin and
brother, but
everything.
a cousin. Maybe a second cousin. I
Yeah.
mean, I got
And
one that
he's a
looks like
little
Betsy Johnson.
nasty.
So,
I'm going to
yeah.
say he's a little nasty.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, we all got second cousins like that. So,
Mm, there you
all
go.
right. Love you guys. Follow, subscribe, comment. Bye.
Bye.